Hey guys, Shrunky and I'm back with another video, and today we're going to be talking about the road to WrestleMania. WrestleMania 41, Las Vegas. I am feeling some ways. Now, y'all let me know in the comments how you guys are feeling this road to WrestleMania, this WrestleMania season. This WrestleMania season, for me, has kind of been a little lackluster, and it has nothing... For me, it has nothing to do with Jay winning the Royal Rumble. I think Jay winning the Royal Rumble gives you that feel-good feeling, and it really makes you happy. It makes you happy. It makes you excited to see him have a moment. That right there is fine, especially since I was one of those people that was like, you know, maybe he's going to win at WrestleMania. Maybe he's going to finish a story there. So, that gold. I don't care about none about that at all, especially because Gunther in this championship run, although great matches in between, although the things with him, Damian Priest, you know, the match at Saudi Arabia with Cody Rhodes, although a little lackluster, I ain't gonna front. It ain't the IC championship run, but overall, it has been a good run to me, you know. And then having Damian Priest had it before. This past year, the World Heavyweight Championship has been in good hands. Say what you will. But this road to WrestleMania feels as if they are doing it as they go. Now, for Jey Uso, it has been the plan for him to win the Royal Rumble. So, I ain't talking about that. I ain't talking about that at all. But everything else seems as though they're just letting time tell whatever they want to do. Now, that has to go back to WrestleMania 40. And I am not upset about how things went, other than the fact that we don't have the dream match in our systems. We don't have the Roman versus Rock. I want that. I need that. I needed it this year, but it's not gonna happen this year. It's not gonna happen this year. Hopefully next year it does happen. Like, next year literally is the only time it could happen, because you need that year build. And although there is ways you can play it, there are some ways you could do it, but they need to have all the time in the world to build that up, because it's a dream match. It's not only a dream match, it's a match we've been waiting for years, 10 years plus to be exact. So that needs to happen. But for this road to WrestleMania, there is a lack of storyline and storytelling. It's 10 weeks. We got 10 weeks till Mania, and that's fine. But as I said in my last video, I think that they could have played around with the idea of Jay picking Cody Rhodes. He's the only one for now. He's the only one that could have been his opponent. We haven't been at Elimination Chamber yet. Elimination Chamber is in March, so we got some time. They could have wasted some time and built some story there with Cody Rhodes no longer feeling as if he has a place, because now he has no friends. We could have played around with that. We could have played around with the idea of the Bloodline getting in, because the Bloodline already getting in, as y'all saw on Friday, with Solo coming back. So, for Elimination Chamber, we have Solo in the mix, and then we build up to WrestleMania. Fine. But I think there's something else that could have been done there. There could have been something else. Like, I understand the storylines that y'all have going on in your head. Seth Rollins versus Roman. Seth Rollins versus Punk and Roman. Punk trying to get that main event. But they're not active storylines. It's not nothing like, you had Damage Control, you had the Bloodline, you had those things going on. You had the tags with Legado del Fantasma versus the Pride. I don't know if that's what they was calling it, but you had that going on. And although I understand it's not that hype, you had LWO versus Judgment Day, I believe. Like, you had certain things going on for you. Things that you could see and angles that you think that they're going to take. This year, we have none of that. And I don't know if it's because they're just trying to put everybody into a main event spot, but you don't have to do that. You don't have to do that at all. Like, you can keep the main events for the champions. That'd be fine. But for me, I saw on the internet, and of course, you can't really trust dirt sheets. Like, you really don't know you don't know what's going on in the backstage, and you're not going to know until they announce it. But gonna just talk about it as if it's fantasy. There was conversations about Cody Rhodes versus CM Punk versus John Cena. That right there, although great idea in your head, great idea, but who in the world is going to win the Elimination Chamber to have a triple threat match? There's no, like, there's a way they could spin it because it's WWE and it's WrestleMania, but there's a slim you can't really spin that. You can't really spin that. Like, who's willing to give up their chance to have a one-on-one match and a match where you only get to get pinned by one person, and that's the champion? Who's gonna take that up for anybody can pin you? Nobody. I'm not taking that match. It makes less sense more and more than I think about it. And the idea of Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins and CM Punk, if we're doing a triple threat, that's the only one that makes sense. It has so much history in it, and of course we're gonna get to a Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns match eventually, singles wise. I mean, I'm sure later on, soon, they're gonna have one. We've had it before. But that is the only one that makes sense. I think currently we need to have a storyline as intriguing as Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley. Not Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley. I mean a storyline as intriguing as one. Because we don't need to have that for the next 2 years. We are good. But, or like a Drew McIntyre and a CM Punk. Something as, emotional and interesting. Whatever the Bloodline, they did a great job for the past year with Cody Rhodes and solidifying himself as a threat. But going forward, what else can be done with this Bloodline? What else can be done with it other than a betrayal? If we're not going the betrayal route, if we're not going any of those, anything close to that route, there's no need for us to run it back a Solo and Cody Rhodes for Elimination Chamber just to, waste time. I think that as we're going in that road, we need to have something else going on. We need to have, I do give my props to KO and Sami Zayn, because that seems as if it's a storyline that's going to be finished at Mania. I enjoy that. That right there is going to eat. But there should be other storylines kind of cultivating for the main event scene, as in the WWE Championship scene. Because we already got something with Jay and Gunther. Although it could have been done a little differently, fine. Only because we've seen it already. Nothing for any of the wrestlers. It's just because we have seen it already. But it brings me to think, and no shade to him. It brings me to think, did they really plan for Cody Rhodes to be champion this long? Did they plan for him to be champion all the way from 40 to 41? Was that in the plans? The way it's seeming, I don't know. I'm going to be real with y'all. The way it's seeming, I don't know. And the main storyline that needs to be popping is the WWE Championship. No shade to the World Heavyweight, because World Heavyweight is solid. It's still a World Championship, but it's not the WWE belt. It's not the WWE title. That is a title that you come into WWE as a singles competitor that you want. So that scene should be cultivating. I get the whole thing of CM Punk needing to have his World Heavyweight. He needs to have his main event. But if we're going to be honest, I'm going to be real. When it comes to WrestleMania, we don't need to just have Punk in the main event just to be the main event, to say that he was able to do it. I want to have the good storyline with it, and I know he can do that with Cody, especially with how they were going back and forth that one Raw. But it needs to be so good. It needs to be so good, because I feel as though 40 left some big shoes to be filled, and I love The Rock. I tell y'all, I do. I love The Rock. I love the storyline with him and Roman. I love it down. But let's be real. If we weren't going to know, if we don't know if The Rock is going to be in and he can come in anytime, there's an issue. There's a big issue. The Rock he shouldn't be, now as things are winding down, I don't need to hear no chatterings about The Rock possibly, or there's still a way for you can write in The Rock. No. What we need to do is write in the story right now for Mania and make it make sense and make it stick. We don't need no openings for Dwayne other than if it's for the end of a match and he comes through and says something. We don't need to have him in a scene of wrestling, though. That's how I'm feeling. And for John Cena, we need to make it, he needs to have a good Mania to leave on. Like, for him to either have a triple threat match or a match with Logan Paul for his last Mania match, we need to go back to the drawing board. He deserves to have a one-on-one match because it's John Cena. He's held this company down for a while. He's been the face for a while. So, if he's going to leave, if this is going to be his last year, we need to caution to the wind. Do whatever you got to do. Politic if you need to. I need to see something crazy. Go Super Cena again. I don't care. Like, negate Cody Rhodes Super Cody. Like, do what you got to do. Make things make sense. And then on the women's side, it's never really something going on for real for the women's side, we'll be honest. But there is, like, little slight stories, little slight things you can go, and it's obvious they're gonna go with a Tiffany and Chelsea thing. Not Chelsea, Tiffany and Charlotte thing. I'm not gonna say it's obvious, but it's pretty clear, especially because so many people have been fantasy casting it, fantasy booking it. Truth be told, Nia Jax and Charlotte works fine with me. I don't put Nia in anything. I'm sorry, but I am, because I think she's really deserved a Mania World Championship match. She just deserved it to me. She shouldn't have had that Elimination Chamber match. It should have been at Mania, but that's just me. That's just how I feel. But that's fine. What about Rhea? We already kicked out EO. We can't go EO. Liv, we better not. We better not have Liv. We're gonna have some issues. I will make this channel a lifestyle real quick. Don't play with me. But Rhea, we gotta wait all the way to Elimination Chamber. We can't get no hints. We can't get no nothing. Because if we doing what I think we gonna do, I need some build up. I need to sow some seeds. We need to get crazy if it's gonna be a Bianca Belair versus Rhea Ripley, because Bianca got to take that. Bianca has to take it. She's undefeated. Undertaker with it. She needs to take it. So, that gotta go crazy. And we still don't know what happened to Jade Cargill. And it don't seem like we don't know anything, because Naomi got side plates now. So, Jade is no longer a partner, I guess. What we gonna do there? What are we gonna do there? And I really enjoy wrestling. So it's never something where I'm just not trying to be a fan, because I'm always trying to be a fan. Always. And I'm not the type of person to nitpick at all. So when it comes to this, it just feels as if there's not as much excitement. And we could just put that to the fact that we were close to a dream match. And around this time of this year, last year. And we also did have The Rock involved with the Bloodline. So, I'm not trying to compare it to last year, because I think if we do, things get messy. Because it's not going to be the same. It's not going to be the same, but in general, it's less excitement. It feels as if we are going to any other PLE. It doesn't feel as though we're on the road to WrestleMania, and that just could be because we need to wait till Elimination Chamber occurs. Maybe that's what we are waiting for, Elimination Chamber. And honestly, I ain't trying to glaze or nothing, but maybe we just gotta wait till Roman comes back. Like, I know that there's a lot of people that don't like him, don't want him in the main event, but the common denominator of this all is Roman Reigns. Like, he's just not in the scene. He's not here indefinitely. He gotta be at Mania. But at the moment, Mr. WrestleMania is no longer nowhere to be seen. And I know y'all gonna say Shawn Michaels was from WrestleMania, but I don't care. I love me some Shawn. Don't get me wrong. But currently, Mr. WrestleMania is Roman Reigns. Period. And Hopefully they do pick it up past Elimination Chamber. I think that they will. But it just brings me to question, did they really plan for Cody to be champion? Is this the effects of that pivot? Is this the effects of CM Punk getting hurt last year? And if so, we just probably gotta write it out. And I'm fine with writing things out, because when it comes to wrestling, because a lot of times you just gotta let it cook. But none of it is Jey Uso's fault. And I just gotta say that 100%. I gotta say this 100 times, because I feel as though just be that one person thinking in their head, well, just because Jey Uso won a Royal Rumble, they gotta fit in all the main eventers somehow. No, it's not Jay's fault. It's not his fault at all. It's nobody's fault. But it will be somebody's fault if I gotta see Logan Paul versus John Cena at WrestleMania 41. I think I will be upset. Very upset. And all I know is, come WrestleMania time, I'll be seated. No matter what they bring me, I'll be seated, because I know at the end of the day, the wrestlers that make it are going to give us a show of a lifetime. And I'm ready to see Jey Uso win that world championship. But y'all let me know how y'all feel. Let me know if y'all are just excited for Mania and I'm tripping. And I need y'all to tell me if y'all going to WrestleMania and that's why y'all are overly excited too. Don't give me half the details. Give me all the details, okay? But y'all let me know how you guys feel. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Bye.